Hi everyone, this is Kona, and I'm going to show you how to create or how to use the HTML tab code. So it is pretty much these basic steps. So create a new page. I guess I should add in one of your courses. So this is kind of my sandbox course, so I would suggest probably trying it in a sandbox course or a course that isn't live. But you can go to your pages. If you have a home page, then you're going to have to click on the View All Pages to get to the All Pages. And then up here in the corner, you should have a plus page. I'm just going to go ahead and create a page. And you can use like example of how to use tabs. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so I've got my page. Copy the HTML tab code. So we're going to go ahead and copy this code. And you'll want to copy the full code. So just scroll down, copy the whole thing. So I'm copying it. Then if you go back to the directions, it says click on the HTML editor link on the new page. So remember, here's my example of how to use tabs. You want to click on this HTML editor link and then just paste all of that code right in there. So then if you want to see how it looks, you can just click that rich content editor. So at first it's going to look like this, but if you were to click save, once you click save, it'll turn into that. So just go back to edit. And I'm just doing this just to show you how it looks. So then you can go through and start labeling. So like, let's see. And it's probably safer to do a lot of these stuff from the HTML editor. Like I know before I've tried renaming the page from here, or renaming the heading here, and it didn't always work out quite the best. So let's go ahead and click. So remember, so I just clicked back on the HTML editor. And I said, okay, instead of page 1, I'm going to call this textbook information. And then what you want to do, since that's your, so now if you click back, it says textbook information. You can also change this one, textbook information. And here is the information about your textbook. If you notice, when you click back on HTML, it's going to show right here. So you can see tab 1, this is tab 1, it'll link you over here. And you don't have to have the same name here and here. You can have different names, but I have the same name. But so now if you click save, you'll see this very first tab is textbook information. So maybe you don't want them to be duplicated, or maybe you do, because this is the tab, textbook information. Here it says textbook information, and there's your text, and this is where you can add your pictures, your video, whatever you want. But for now, I'm going to go back to edit. So let's see here, you could take back the information, click save, just so you can see the difference. So that says textbook information, this says textbook. So you can play around and do what you want with this. Like I said, you could go through and add a video, record or embed images, record upload media, put YouTube links, just straight text. You can do whatever you want here. You can come over into the rich content editor, add links to pages, files, images. So you can do whatever you want here. Like I can come over to images, and is there something? Sorry, this is a junk course. I've got tons of stuff here. All right, let's save this one. Okay, so now when I click save, and so, ooh, pretty. So you can go in, back to HTML, so textbook information, important links, I don't know. So important links, and then here, important links, some important links, blah, blah, blah. So let's say you only need maybe 3 or 4 of these. What you can do to get rid of these, I would come over to the HTML. You say, okay, I only need textbook information, important links, and let's say I'm only using 4 of these. You can come in and get rid of all of those. Then come down. And the important thing is you want to start right here. So you want the /div is the first thing you want to delete. So you don't want this H4 reminder. You don't want to delete that stuff. But then if you come up, you delete all the way up to, because remember I want 4 tabs, to this no /div, just the regular div for tab 5. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So now if I come back, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's always good to kind of save in between. One of the other reasons it's good to save in between is because if you click here, you've got a view page history. So if you screw up and you've saved in between your different major edits, you can always come back over here and say, oh, you know, I want it back to when it was like this. Click restore this revision. And there we go. So now I can X out of it. And I'm back to all 8. So this view page history, it's really good to kind of save as you go, because then you have all of those histories. If you don't save, you don't have all those histories. You do have Control Z. So like if I changed this to textbook sucks, I can always do Control and then Z on the keyboard, and it would remove the sucks part. So if you screw up something, and you just have a few screw ups or a few back, there's no undo button here, but Control Z will undo for you. In general, I probably wouldn't go, in fact, probably 8 tabs is quite a few, but if you wanted to add some tabs, the easiest way probably to do it is just to copy the one above it, click it in, change this one to 9, and 9 there, just to be consistent. Then you come all the way down to the bottom, and starting at this div right here and going to that one. So you want these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code. You copy it, paste it in, and change this to 9 and this to 9. Now when you click back over here, looks like we've got 9, looks like we've got 9 there. Let's save it just to make sure. So honestly, I would err on the saving more often than not. And there you go. You've just given yourself an extra tab. So in general, though, if you get too many, it will start wrapping. So I wouldn't use too many tabs. That just gets a little crazy. But that's how you do it. Then this reminder information. What this does, this is the, if you've noticed, I'm going to go ahead and save. This is just text that shows up at the bottom of the tabs. You do not need this text. You do not have to have it, but what we've found is that sometimes it's nice just to kind of add, after reviewing the information from each tab, click on the next button to continue with the training. Well, for you it wouldn't be training, but to continue with the course or to continue with the information, or maybe you want to remind students. So you do not have to use that though. So you can come over here to this HTML editor and dump that right out. Come back over here, it's gone, save, and there you go. So if you do not want that, you can take it out. But if you did want it, and you're like, oh shoot, I really didn't want that, you go back to page history. And here you go, it's there. I'll restore this version. So hopefully this helps kind of show you how to play around with this and what you need to do to be able to add tabs to your class. I hope it's useful. If you need help with this, I can help. Liz also knows how to help. And of course, James can help. So feel free to ask any of us if you need assistance. And I hope this works for everybody. It's kind of fun, and I think that it makes things look a lot more streamlined and clean. Hold on, I'll give you a really quick example. Okay, so we're in my course, and this is my real statistics course that I teach, and I'm going to go into my course resources, and you can see I've got my textbook information, statistics notes, websites, citations, syllabus. I've got all of those course resources on one page, but they're tabbed out so they're easy for students to see. So you can see here, my start here, I've got read first, then I've got course resources. Well, instead of having all of those different things as links, so basically turning this module into something huge and awful, it's all right there in my course resources. Another example of how I use this each week, so it's not just week 5, but I just went to week 5, so I could go to week 4. I've got these 3 tabs, and that's for every week, and it provides an overview video, but then this tab has all of the study resources, and this is everything students need to do or know for this week, and then I've got the link for all of their assignments, and that's just something that I replicate each week, so that way students know each week they've got an overview video, they've got the different study resources that they need to watch or read or do, and then here are your different assignments. And so this is how I use tabs, but feel free to use tabs, any way that you want. So I hope this has been helpful, and like I said, if you need help, me, Liz, James, all of us would be happy to help. So